Now, I have to admit, I am finding this somewhat amusing. Anyone for tennis? Novak Djokovic, worth $250 million, lying in a two-bit hotel turned quarantine centre in Melbourne, Australia. Because it appears that his forms for an exemption to enter the country without being vaccinated were not filled in properly. The exact details actually haven't been given, but that's the sort of general gist of it. Now, before boarding his private jet, he posted this on Twitter. I'm heading down under with an exemption permission. Let's go, 2022. Now, I don't believe that anyone should be forced to be vaccinated. Let's just put that out there. Although I do believe that in some caregiving roles, it should be mandatory. But even before the pandemic, vaccination to enter certain countries was seen as an acceptable requirement. It's not a new thing to have a vaccination certificate or to be required to provide documentation which explains why you have not been vaccinated in order to enter somewhere. And no one questioned this procedure until COVID came along. These rules should apply equally. And in the case of the mega rich, I don't see why they shouldn't be able to, circumnavigate these rules just because they have money. Now, even if you don't support the notion of vaccine passports to enter different countries, surely you must support the notion that money should not buy you the ability to be above the law. It's his own fault, or double fault, sorry, I couldn't resist. Yes, he absolutely has the right to refuse the vaccine, but No Nonsense Australia also has the right to set the parameters of entry into their own country. And if it transpires that Djokovic has failed to meet those requirements, welcome to the real world. I mean, actually, he hasn't had the best of luck. He was disqualified from the US Open, which he was on course to win, but then he hit a loose ball which accidentally went into the line judge's throat. Somewhat unfortunate, not great. I mean, that would have notched him 21 Grand Slam titles. From their family restaurant, his mother called her son's accommodation terrible, describing it as some hotel for immigrants, full of fleas and with horrible food. His team must be laughing because they are, I presume, all vaccinated and they're waiting for him in a rented apartment which he has been refused access to. His mother went on to say, this is purely a political attack on Novak so that he does not become the best of all time. I don't think so. In April 2020, Djokovic declared, I'm opposed to vaccination and I wouldn't want to be forced by someone to take a vaccine. His wife even shared a conspiracy video about 5G on Instagram. Cuckoo. No. This has nothing to do with trying to stop him from winning. I, for one, am sick to my back teeth of people with ridiculous amounts of money being able to step outside the matrix whilst the rest of us all comply. He'll find out his fate on Monday. But is this game, set and vax?